Hey everyone, this is the Bearded Zeno with
Sponsor Dolphin.
And Evil Omega.
and this is going to be our Mad Max Fury Road spoiler discussion. It's going to be a little organized, more organized than our Age of Ultron one, because we've already talked about this a lot in the car, and we just want to resuscitate and go a little bit deeper into it. But first of all, what did we all think about the film? We'll go with you first, Sponsor Dolphin.
I loved it. I've never seen any of the other Mad Max movies, but I thought this was really entertaining, and I couldn't believe how much I liked it.
Okay, so give it a score.
I would give it a score. I'd probably give it like a 9 out of 10.
Okay, 9 out of 10. And you?
Maybe 8 out of 10. It just wasn't my kind of movie.
Okay.
I mean, it's great for people who like car chases, but I don't know. I'm more into like Star Wars, medieval fantasy types of things.
But for what it was.
For what it was, definitely 9 out of 10.
Okay.
But I didn't like it too much.
For your personal enjoyment, a 8.
8, maybe a 7.5.
Okay. That's fair enough. Completely fair. For me, I am a huge Mad Max fan. Beyond Thunderdome could suck a dick. That movie sucks. Sorry if you like that movie. I hate it with a passion. But I love this movie. I guess this is a good point to just drop into whether or not you need to see the originals or not. Personally, I feel if you've seen the originals, it might detract a bit from it because there's some inconsistencies. But what did you think about just like coming in and not seeing anything whatsoever?
I don't think it hindered the experience at all. Like, I don't feel like I really missed out on anything.
I would have liked a little bit more backstory about how the world got into its post-apocalyptic state in the first place, but I didn't feel like I missed too much.
Well, they didn't have any of that in the others as well. It's just like there's a gasoline shortage, water shortage. There we go. It's an apocalypse.
Yeah.
We got ourselves an apocalypse, boys. But I really think that you two were in an advantage going into this because you weren't so attached to these characters.
I think I was too.
You didn't know their background because just going to go into some spoilers here. Max has some flashbacks and stuff like that. And they're very incoherent, but yeah, that would be for him because they're kind of like night terrors, but they're day terrors, and it's basically visions and shit like that, hallucinations.
Probably from dehydration.
He's also mad, losing his mind, but whatever. He sees a vision of a little girl, and she calls him Papa, which he doesn't have a daughter.
She probably would like to think.
See, I didn't know that, so that wasn't even a problem for me.
You're like, oh, it's his daughter. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, they're like, he has a daughter? It's like, okay.
He was probably a surrogate father to her or something.
Maybe it's a connection to, like, the Road Warrior, because there were some kids in that. Or maybe it's a connection to Beyond Thunderdome, which... Fuck right off. But, yeah. I don't know, but yeah, that was a little weird for me that was there, but that didn't detract from the movie too much. Also, I feel like the first couple minutes of this film, maybe like the first 10, I was still kind of baffled about what happened beforehand.
Again, that could have probably used some elaboration, at least in some way.
No, I mean like what before the movie started.
That.
Tell them what happened.
Okay, so we're sitting there, we're watching the trailers, and like, hey, these are the same trailers they showed for Age of Ultron. And then there was a new one for Jurassic World, and we're like, oh, hey, well, this new trailer is actually pretty fucking good. So, maybe it's a new one. And then they played the Ant-Man trailer. It's like, okay, I don't know why they would show a Star Wars trailer in front of Mad Max, but hey, I get to see it again in 3D. And then the Marvel logo plays. And like, the fuck? They started playing Age of Ultron again. Yeah. And somebody went and told them and they stopped it and started playing.
Yeah, a lot of people got up. There was definitely less than 20 people in there since we saw it the day early. You know?
Yeah, 10 people easily.
Yeah. I mean, I counted 10 before it started, but then after the trailer started playing, other people came in. So definitely less than 20.
Like, a couple people went out and they never came back. So, like, I don't want to watch this Avengers shit. Personally, I've been okay with just sitting there and watching Age of Ultron again. I'm like, I wanted to see Mad Max, but okay.
I would not have been okay with that.
I'm not opposed to watching Age of Ultron again.
I think we're getting a bit off topic.
Shut up!
Talk about whatever we want.
It's our spoiler review. We can talk what we want to. That was our experience with the movie. Okay.
In the interest of time.
Who cares? The other one went on for like 30 minutes.
Whatever. Yeah, I guess he's right. Let's move on a little bit with the movie. What did you think about the overall plot, if you could discern it?
I mean, the plot. The only plot is there's a giant chase going on for 2.5 hours.
I think we could have used a bit more background, a bit more explanation.
Actually,
because...
I don't think so. I think after 20 minutes, I got exactly what was going on. I think they did a great job of explaining what was going on.
Whoa, blood bag.
We still don't
even
care.
We explained that in the car. The guy, he had cancer. That's what the two tumors were on his neck. Barry and Larry.
Yeah, he named his tumors.
Not beryllium.
Barium, but whatever.
My hearing's going. I think I'm taking after my dad.
You didn't pay attention, let's be honest.
No, I did pay attention. That's how I remember the tumor thing.
No, I mean to me in the car.
Oh.
To me in the car.
I just think they did a great job explaining what was going on. Because I knew what was going on about 20 minutes in.
Basically, the plot of this is there's this little group that's in like a mountain that they have a reservoir, they have some water, and there's this tyrannical dictator. Something Joe?
Yeah.
It was pretty indiscernible. Let's be honest here.
I couldn't understand what they were saying. The lines
Ignatius Joe or something like that. Yeah, but anyways, he's pretty much a dictator, and he has wives because he wants a perfect son. And keeps them in his vault. And then Furiosa, who is the main character of this film, breaks them out, and that's their pursuit of this movie. That's pretty much the kickoff of the plot, and that's all you need to know going into this is that there's this colony, this guy has these wives, and now they're gone.
And he also milks women.
Yeah. That was
weird.
That was, yeah.
I agree with what you said, though, about how that milk, how will that stay good in that tank with the sun out. I don't know.
I mean, my mom yells at me for leaving the milk out for half the day. I mean, that was in there for over a day, hot, in a tank, probably not cleaned out since who knows when.
It could be refrigerated. We don't know.
Bull crap!
Yeah, no way.
No.
I don't know.
Hey,
that doesn't bother me.
Hey, all Max did was wash his face with it.
That's true.
Get the blood off. So
that's true. They weren't actually trying to drink it.
Really?
No, they never tried to drink it.
I remember them drinking water out of a hose, but where did water come from?
That was water. That was a separate tank. There was like 3 vials there, or valves.
Yeah,
when he was getting the milk. It's like that's milk.
You would think a movie that was nothing but a big chase sequence, it would get boring, but I was entertained the entire time.
Yeah, you think you would get action fatigue.
I loved every encounter they had.
Yeah,
with people chasing them.
I kind of maybe felt a little bit of action fatigue, but it really hit me when they hit those slow moments.
Yeah, you have to have slow moments like
those
that.
down tests so you can catch your damn breath.
Yeah.
Because like it literally is just car chases, and then there's the down times. They're like, okay, let's give a little bit more plots, learn a bit more with these characters, and now we're going again.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's what it is.
Like I ended up caring about every main character, quote unquote good person. Like I even cared about the wives who didn't even have names.
Yeah, so you don't even know their names whatsoever. You didn't care about the old people, the old women that come in the end.
Yeah, you care about that.
It's like, yeah, they got cool personalities. I like their character. They're pretty cool. And let's see.
I don't know. I don't think I learned enough about them to really care about them after they died. Oh, that's kind of sad, but they died.
The old lady who got the stuff in her face. That was pretty sad.
It was.
I mean, you know that they lost their civilization, what they had going for them.
Yeah.
They were just wandering the desert for who knows how many years.
They died, but it almost felt like a mercy killing.
Not really, because they were going to take back the place they were coming from. They could have been happy how many years they had left.
Yeah. No, and also that they died knowing that they helped further get those people.
Yeah.
If they get the wives back and they can live a happy life, then they.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Yeah. But let's talk about Mad Max himself as a character.
He didn't have that many lines in the movie.
Nope.
Like we said, I thought it was weird because it's a Mad Max movie, but he was not even the main character.
Nope, it was Furiosa.
Yeah.
Which that's crazy, you know what? If you watch The Road Warrior, you'll notice that Max only has 16 lines in the film. which is pretty consistent here.
Did you say lions?
Lines.
You're like,
I heard lions.
We're going to get done with only 16 lines.
oh my god.
Yeah, we have enough for 2 prides here.
But yeah, it's a little different take on the character than what Mel Gibson did, because his Max was a bit more cocky, a bit more Han Solo-ish.
Yeah.
You know, still kind of a dick, but you know, you like him. This one, he's very much a loner, very much quiet.
Which, for a post-apocalyptic world with food and water shortage along with gasoline shortage, doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Yeah, does he keep to himself and hoards all his supplies?
That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
How many supplies can he keep in that car, and how many bad guys can he fight off just by himself? You gotta also factor in ammunition and guns.
Well, I think the opening of the movie pretty much answers how many can he fight off.
Not very many.
Yeah.
Got fucked up pretty quick.
He's relying on the car to be able to pass enough.
That wasn't even like a chase. Like, as soon as they caught up to him, he was done.
Yeah.
And that surprised me. Because I thought, I had no idea. I literally had no idea what this movie was going to be about. Like, I knew it would be a long car chase, but I didn't know how it would even get to that point.
That guy has been surviving in the desert for weeks, months, years. We don't know.
Yeah,
It's
probably years, yeah.
Like, that's what I say, like, the different Mad Max adventures, like, you see how he gets by. He makes deals with people. He interacts with them and helps them out, gets supplies on his own, and then goes off back on his own, do his own thing, and then help other people out when they need it.
Hmm.
You know, really and truly, he only helps people out when it's his own personal gain.
Well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's the apocalypse.
Yeah.
You can't afford to be charitable when you have nothing.
Yeah, I know. But, the one thing that I didn't like about the movie is his voice. It was too Bane-ish, which he's the same guy who plays Bane. So
That didn't even cross my mind.
yeah, like there's a few times where it sounds like this. It's like,
Well, I guess I didn't even notice it because I didn't even talk that much.
yeah,
So,
I don't care enough about the actors to keep up with which characters they played.
yeah. But
I
it
just go into
just
story.
I didn't like how it was kind of quieted. You know how he was, yeah. But again, that could have just been Furiosa's view of him, because we know, like, all these 3 movies, it's told from a different character's point of view, and that's how they view Max. So she could view him as this quiet loner type.
yeah, I thought that was weird in the beginning when he first met up with the people in the rig. Like, all this time he's waving a gun around at them. He could just be telling them words to get his point across.
Like, literally, like, he's like, the first few lines they says in the movie is like water.
Yeah,
And
like
then
he's
chain.
talking like fucking Tarzan, not even using complete sentences.
Take my blood.
Just using
take
single
my car.
words.
Technically, the first line that he says in the movie is "fuck" when he's strapped to the front of the car,
Oh,
which that
yeah.
was a cool scene. Let's be honest, that was a very cool scene. And one thing you gotta know about this movie, it's all practical effects. All practical effects. I mean, there's definitely some CG in there, like the storm, and that there's no way they could do that practically.
By the way, I
Ever.
love the work that they did with that scene.
The storm?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. But let's see. What else with the let's talk about the action. Just like how it's filmed, how it felt.
I don't know all this.
Was it good?
Yeah, I liked it. It's really hard to, like, I know it's a fact that there were practical effects, but after seeing the movie, it just blows my mind how they could do that. Like, how in the world did they film all that?
It's like fucking hanging Tom Hardy like 3 inches from the ground going 80 miles an hour.
And it's not even him. Like, several characters went through stuff like that.
Yeah.
You have several characters hanging off of cars, hanging under them, jumping from one to the other.
With no cables
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Oh, and then let's not forget the people who, had to fake being run over.
Oh, that was
Or is
that
that
was
just-
dummies. That was dummies.
But they still had to
Yeah.
make it look real.
And the movie really wasn't as graphic as I thought it could have been.
Yeah, this didn't seem like an R-rated film. It's like Prometheus. Like Prometheus, they only had one F-bomb and a little bit of blood and gore, but really it just feels like it's R-rated for pomp and circumstance.
Yeah, just because it seems like it should be an R-rated movie.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some good gore in this, but it's nothing too spectacular.
Yeah, the goriest part to me is when they rip the cult leader, Joe's, like, his face off.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
So besides that, like, I'm thinking of all the moments that could have been gory, but they just decided to not make it gory. Like, all the times people got run over. Like, you could have easily had a bunch of blood and guts fly out when that happened. And then, like, you could have shown people being impaled with the things they were throwing.
Spears?
Yeah, the spears. You could have showed that.
But
you could have shown body parts flying instead of, like, whole people.
Yeah. I think it is strange that they went for the R rating when they really could have just went for the PG-13 and made a shit ton more money on this.
I don't know if they would have made that much more money because, based on the trailer, I can't imagine too many people under the age of 17.
You'd be surprised how much money that they would just stack up onto their dollars because all these little teenagers go to the. I say that like it's not like that long ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the teenagers they just go to the theater and like, oh, let's see this movie. Oh, this is the new movie this week. Oh, let's give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
You know
I know what you mean.
Yeah. So I don't know why they didn't do that, but I'm glad they did. Just stick to their guns, say no, we're going to release a $130 million R-rated film.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta talk about my favorite part about this movie.
Okay.
Let's see do that because I want to say mine for last.
I don't know what my favorite part was. I can tell you my favorite character, I think, was Knox. I was really interested in his character and what he was going through mentally. You know, Knox is pretty much let's call him Ashy people. They cover themselves in ash. We'll call him Ashy Larry from Chappelle's Show. But I liked.
So he's the turncoat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just liked how you see. It's because of his character is how you see into the psyche of those kind of warriors, and you see what he goes through. Like he's doing all this for the glory. Like that's why he even goes out on the chase in the first place is to get the glory. Like he's looking forward to dying almost because he thinks his name will go down in history to these people. Yeah. And then he shows him falling out of that, realizing
it's all a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, he realizes that, and I like that.
He won't be around to enjoy the glory once he dies.
What I loved about that is like when those warriors go crazy and everything, they basically just go like Japanese bonsai style, and they get chrome spray paint and just spray it in their mouth and just throw themselves.
Like cocaine or something.
No, that was chrome spray paint. That whole entire society is obsessed with chrome. Remember when he was by himself? Like look at the horizon. It's chrome and beautiful. You're talking about the whole army coming up toward him. Yeah, like that whole society is obsessed with chrome. Pretty cool. What was your favorite part?
Let's see, favorite part.
Don't say the credits.
No, it's not the credits. I didn't say it was a bad movie.
I know, I'm just aggravating
you. Really, I don't know if I have a favorite part. I might have to watch it a couple more times because, a lot of the specifics are lost on me.
For me, it's my favorite part and it's my favorite character. Guitar Dude.
Yeah. It was great.
That's all I'm going to call him.
Cool.
One of the most impractical things about that entire army.
Who gives a fuck?
It was cool.
Who gives a fuck? That's so awesome.
That's like a law of TV shows and movies. Even if it's unpractical or doesn't make sense, if it's that cool, it's okay.
Yeah. Like just fill you in. It was in one of the trailers, but they didn't really convey it that well. This dude, literally, it's like this whole battle wagon that has 6 drummers on the back of it, and he has like 200 amps that their drums are built up on top of, and he just like performs and plays their battle music as they're riding in the battle. Yeah, he has a fucking flamethrower on the end of his guitar.
He's got to be deaf.
Yeah, well, he had like no facial features. The dude just had like a mouth.
Okay, so maybe he was wearing some hearing protection, but
even when he was dying, all he wanted to do was play guitar. It's like when he's fighting Max, he's just like so awesome.
Cool
I almost regret him dying because now there's no more metal music, but it was really kind of hard to hear it. I thought that was just like orchestral string.
No, that was the guitar. Like you could hear it in the background as it's like getting closer and closer and closer, which was a nice.
Well, I mean, effect. Most of the theme music was. very rarely could I pick it. Could I pick out?
I could hear it all the time. Like it was pretty much omnipresent. Always the hair of the guitar, because he was always there and always playing, which is pretty cool.
Maybe that's why it was hard to pick up.
But
Because it was
You got
always
used to
there.
hearing it, yeah.
But yeah, that was my favorite part was the guitar dude, because that was just fucking awesome. But let's talk about the 3D conversion.
I love the 3D. I love any 3D movie like this where not only just some certain things coming out of the screen, every character is out of the screen. Every part of this movie is 3D, and I love movies that do that.
It is one of the best 3D post conversions I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
They spent over a year on this post conversion. Well worth it.
Maybe it was a bit like the guitar thing I was talking about earlier, where if it's always there, you kind of tune it out, sort of like the noise of the rain. That way for me on the 3D too. I mean, I didn't notice it. I wasn't looking for it. I was just. It was. I didn't care much for the 3D.
I enjoyed it quite a lot.
There were a couple of scenes where I was like, "Oh man, that's such great 3D." One scene in particular where there's a steering wheel coming out of the screen after a car explodes. That was an awesome scene in 3D, but
Yeah, that definitely explains what you were going through because everything was in 3D. Like, every part of it.
There was not a single scene that I saw that was not 3D converted.
Mm-hmm.
That most movies, they'll have scenes where like it rests your eyes, it's not in 3D, where there's like nothing big going on. And normally when that happens in a movie, I lift my 3D glasses up to check, and every time I did, it was in 3D. Because I'm like, is this 3D or not? It kind of looks like it, but I can't tell if I'm doing it in my head because this is just a scene where they're talking. Lift it up, bam, blurry. I'm like, shit, yeah, hopefully I lifted up the right glasses. Yeah, like, literally, every time I checked, it was in 3D. And every time that I didn't check, I could tell that it was 3D.
but you had to check.
Just like for talking scenes.
You didn't have to check. That's what you always do in 3D movies anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No,
like,
never mind.
is this 3D or is it just in my head? Oh, it's 3D, yeah. Because, like, sometimes when you know what 3D looks like, you can kind of process it in your head. Like, even when you look at a 2D image, you can kind of make out the 3D-ness of it.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I thought it was pretty damn good 3D. One of the best 3D movies I've seen in a long
I
time.
agree.
Still not as good as Prometheus 3D for me, but that film was shot in 3D. Difference. So,
Wasn't Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance shot in 3D?
No.
Oh, was it not?
no.
What was the special thing it was shot in?
It was shot with a handy cam. The camera's like this big. Yeah.
The movie's terrible.
Yeah. The movie's terrible. Really bad.
Look, it wasn't the best movie out there, but I think a lot of people are just slamming it a lot more than they need to.
Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance?
Yeah.
Fuck that movie.
Yeah, that was a waste of money.
The first movie was awesome.
I guess I'm just easy to please.
The last 7 minutes is fucking awesome. The rest of the movie is trash. And this is from a guy who can see the light in everything. That movie's trash until the last 7 minutes.
I don't think you're easy to please because you pick apart stuff way worse than anyone else I've ever seen. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, couldn't hear the guitar. Anyways, what else can we talk about with this? It's gotta be something we missed.
Cover the plot. Did we do our favorite characters?
Yeah, sort of. Favorite moments. Kind of folded it into favorite characters. The soundtrack. What'd you think about the soundtrack?
I like the music in it too.
The score was fucking awesome. I listened to it like past couple days on iTunes because I got the previews and everything. So beautiful. Oh, I don't know if you noticed when Furiosa finds out that her civilization is pretty much dead, that's all that's left, and she goes over on her knees and just like, I had to wipe a tear out of my eye.
Really?
I'm not fucking kidding. Like
I
that.
wasn't that sad.
That got me.
I wasn't that sad.
Just like the music and like I'm like, I
Just
don't
the
know.
combination of it all.
It's like I don't know why this is hitting me so hard, but it's hitting me so hard. I had to wipe a fucking tear out of
See,
my
I
eye.
actually saw that part coming because they asked her earlier, how do you know this place is real? And she said, oh, because I was born there. That's where I'm from. But
A lot
she has
happens.
to know, yeah, she has to know that's been probably 20 years ago. And a lot can happen in 20 years, especially in that
I'd
world.
say it's been 30 years. Easy.
Yeah. Probably
She
close
said
to
she
30.
was 6.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Especially since, people were able to invade and abduct her as a child.
Mm-hmm.
That can't be the first time it happened.
Too. Like, it wasn't a perfect society if she even had a chance to be taken away from it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of saw that part coming.
So that wasn't the first raid, and that wasn't the last.
Yeah.
Oh, something we did not talk about, the night scenes. Holy fucking shit.
It looked great.
It was like the most realistic looking night scenes I've ever seen. Because, you know how light looks to your eyes at night? Your eyes adjust and it gets bright in the moonlight. It was like that, but even more stylistic. One thing I want to note, this movie, even though it is a post-apocalyptic film, it's in the desert, it was actually surprisingly colorful. Very vibrant colors. Pretty neat. I like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, the night scenes. Oh, so good. And those crows. What the hell was with those?
Yeah, they never really
explained that. That was...
I didn't even know they were crows until, you guys told me later.
Well, they talked about them at the camp.
I mean, they called them crows, but I don't remember them saying they were people who walked on stilts.
That's just what it looked like.
Yeah. It was so weird. So weird. That one part where Max is like, give me fucking 5 gallons of gasoline, I'll be right back, you drive half a click up that way. It's like, what if you don't come back? You keep going.
That was badass.
It's like you just see him walk off into the fog. You see this big explosion, and then you just see a figure walk back, and he's just covered in blood. It's like, what happened? Are you hurt? That's not his blood.
Yeah. That was cool.
How'd they know?
Furiosa knows. She's been around the block a few times. She knows what the hell's going on. Yeah, closing statements, I guess. Big way in this.
I definitely recommend you see it. Even if you haven't seen any other Mad Max movies, you'll still enjoy it.
I did. Are you excited for another Mad Max movie?
Yeah, definitely.
Where were you?
I can't really tell anybody whether or not to go see it because, again, not my kind of movie. I can't really give any kind of accurate review on it.
Okay. Well. Okay.
How about you?
For me, I'd say absolutely go see it, especially if you have not seen any of the previous films, because I think you will actually get more out of this than any a hardcore Mad Max fan, because you understand why we love it, but you won't be hampered by those inconsistencies with the character. And if you are a Mad Max fan like I am, go in treating this as a reboot. Because that's basically what it is.
That's a good idea.
But it's not really a reboot. I don't know how to describe it. It's a sequel and a reboot. It's its own thing.
It's one of its chronicles.
I guess you could explain it like Indiana Jones. Like, this whole movie could be described like that. It's the chase scene in Raiders in the desert, but the whole movie an R-rated.
And none of Crystal Skull.
Fuck you, I like that. But, the one thing I want to see more than anything come out of this, I want to see a Furiosa movie.
Yeah, I'm interested in all those characters and their society.
Yeah.
We probably won't see it again, but
I'd like to know how the whole cult got started.
I know the whole intent for this new series of Mad Max films is each to be different, each to be its own standalone thing, just like a James Bond or like Indiana Jones, where it's told from different perspectives from the people who met Mad Max and stuff like that. And you definitely see that in this film because it's all Furiosa's film. Mad Max is just there.
Yeah.
Which doesn't hurt the film at all. At all. But, I really do hope that these characters come back. I would love to see the continuing adventures of these. Even though Max does go off on his own at the end of this film, nothing to say that he can't come back, Because I really like Furiosa. I love these characters. And maybe they'll meet cross paths again in the future or something like that. But definitely hope this movie makes the money that it needs to make to get us a sequel, because that was well worth the 30-year wait for this, which I didn't have to wait for 30 years, but still, 22 wait for me. But yeah, I guess that's it.
That's it.
All right. I guess wrap things up in case you weren't paying the fuck attention. 2 of us really loved it. 1 of us, it's a good movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right then. That's pretty much the summary. Go see this movie right now. 2 out of 3 votes ain't bad. And that's gonna be it for now. If you've seen Mad Max Fury Road, hopefully you have, because this is the spoiler review. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Discuss away. Let us know what you thought about this film. Let us know what your favorite parts were. And if you want to talk about anything that we talk about, if you reference it, don't just say like, oh, yeah, I like that part too. Please use the time code or tell us what you're referencing. But yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Right, guys?
Mm-hmm. Are you waiting for something, or?
No, we're done.
Hi, the Zucchini.